Okay there, knife fans. Welcome back. Time to wake up if it's morning. Have your coffee. Enjoy the day, and you can enjoy it better because you'll be hopefully introduced to a new NAF from, yes, none other than the good folks at Vosteed. I'm OG Blade Reviews. Thanks for coming back. Hopefully you've been here before and you've been enjoying other good things that I have had to offer you guys. Vosteed sent me this. I want to thank them. Normally, smaller EDC knives are not my jam. By all means, I've used them and I've carried them, and they are meaningful to me in a very useful way. So here, that's what we have, something new, which has been proclaimed the EDC knife of 2025. I'm not sure where that was said, but I tend to go along with this being at least in the top 5, at the very least. Let's see what's inside the box. I can find out which side I opened it on. There we go. Sneaky box. And as with all Vosteeds, the packaging is exquisite. You always get a really nice pouch. They're getting even better. This is nicer than what I've seen before. We've got actually a faux leather patch sewn onto the pouch. And what else have we got inside? Just Vosteed literature. They offer a very good warranty. Oh, here's some other stuff. So good warranty, good support. And there's a raccoon. Not a porcupine. The box does say porcupine, I think. Yeah, well, they tell me it's the porcupine. I'm going to go along with that. Get a nice microfiber cloth, plastic bag that it came in, and so forth. So, let's see what's inside after all that. Ooh, this is a nice blue, kind of a, I would say, canvas micarta. Really nicely done on the button. I think that blue is actually coming through a little brighter on my screen than it is in real life, but I think you're hopefully getting the real life colors. Really significant size lanyard hole, but at the same time, we've also got a pin down here. You're probably not going to want to use that because the blade comes pretty close. So I'm saying use the lanyard hole, which is interesting how that's done. It goes right through a standoff, a large standoff at the end. You got 2 smaller standoffs, and you got that pin down there giving you a very rigid pommel on this knife. And a wire clip. Pretty good amount of tension for a wire clip. It's not wimpy at all. And it will go over to the other side of the NAF. We've got a single opening hole, and it opens up really nicely. There's your Vosteed logo. There is your 14C28N. And this is a good sized knife. I was impressed by this. Not sure what the porcupine would be. I have seen some other reviews of the porcupine. We've got a button that stands very proud, and yet if I press accidentally, it might get a little wobbly, but it won't collapse or disengage until I push all the way in. That's pretty cool. So you can roll this guy out with your thumb. Feels like there's a pretty decent sharp detent there. Once you're past the detent, you're on bearings. There we go. Kind of my other finger's getting in the way a little bit. Got a nice full finger choil, so for choking up. And look at this. Double rows of jimping. Got an inch there and about an inch there. So should you want to get up here for your fine work, and I can't angle my hand that way, but right about 45 degrees is where you would begin engaging the point. That's good. You don't have to go stand up completely to 90 degrees like some of these upswept beasts. This was designed by Dr. Yue. I think it's how you pronounce it, Yue, or Y-U-E. He is the driving force behind Vosteed. Either the owner or the preeminent designer of the knives there. Nice high grind with a satin finish on this one. It does come in a few different finishes. T8 and this little kind of a dimple on the other side of the pivot, which is kind of cool. I haven't seen their, well, first of all, this is a top liner lock, so it's not a button lock per se, but it is a button that engages a top liner lock. I believe it is now that Spyderco's compression lock has gone out of patent. Companies such as Vosteed are able to do the same thing, but rather than give you one on this side where you need to pinch it with your finger on the top, and I always found that awkward with the compression locks on Spyderco for whatever reason, could just be me. Here we have a lot easier access. You still have just as strong a lock. A compression lock is arguably stronger than a liner lock because of the way that it engages the blade. There is a degree of compression there, which is where the name comes from. And so you've got that liner on the top blocking the blade, and there you can see it right through there. And it is wide open, and look, there you can see, without me shining a flashlight, a good amount of weight relieving on the show side of the knife. None that I can see on the clip side or on the pivot side. And it is a light little guy. We're going to have to do a paper cut because I am suspicious that this is a Sharpie. Oh, God. I mean, you got to feel how smooth that is. That is incredible. Look at these little curly cues. I mean, man. See if I can do the fancy cut there. Oh, yeah. I mean, you will have no problems with the edge on this guy. No complaints whatsoever. Let me wipe it off just a little bit here. There we go. Well, we're going to measure this guy up. Just like that. 7 1/4, maybe 7 1/8. Call that 7 1/8 inches overall. Millimeters or centimeters rather, about maybe 18.4 millimeters or centimeters, excuse me. Millimeters, centimeters, meters. The blade length is 3 inches. I'm going to call that pretty much 3 inches. In centimeters, 7.5 centimeters. How's that? Hopefully good. And in inches, the handle, 0.48, under half an inch. 0.12 inches on the blade stock. 12.1 millimeters on the handle thickness. 3 millimeters on the blade stock. And finally, if I can get it without messing with my light, touch sensitive lights. And we're in, barely see, ounces. Leave it at ounces. Get that little speck of dirt off there. You never know what's going to interfere with the weight now. 3.2 ounces. Nice. And 90, almost 91 grams. There are your specs. Now, for compare, a standard with Vosteed, the Raccoon. And they've come out with a lot of different versions of the Raccoon, so this is only one. And this is a pure button lock with a cylinder or plunge lock locking up the blade. And I think this is what they call their Trex lock. And their Trex lock is a great button lock because, again, you've got to get way down before you can close that. So accidental closures will be few and far between. I got some smudge marks on there. That's the raccoon. A little bit bigger. There is a raccoon cub as well. This is not it, which is a significantly smaller version of this. I've got quite a few Vosteeds, most of which were sent to me by Vosteed. Thanks again, Vosteed. This is overall about a 1/2 inch longer. I'm not going to do the whole measurement on this, but 7.5 inches on this guy versus maybe about 7 1/4, 7 1/8, I said, on the Porcupine. Interesting how Vosteed has either dog names or animal names for their knives. How about the Tenable? Tenable's turning out some excellent EDC sized knives as well, small and lightweight. This is the Einar or Enar, I'm not sure how to pronounce it exactly, a design by Justin Lundquist for Tenable. And again, these are all budget knives. I think $66 I saw on the Porcupine on Vosteed. I mean, that makes it definitely an excellent choice, top 1, 2, or 3 for budget EDC knives. So that is the liner locking, hidden liner, Einar. I'm going to call it Einar and not Enar. And finally, also from Tenable, the Shard, a Kim Ning design. Kim Ning. And also, it's coming in about the same size, actually a little bit longer. It's more of a full-size knife than the Raccoon, and especially the Porcupine. Almost 8 inches on the Shard. Really cool purple G10 on this guy with the cross hatches. Nice and grippy. Nice and grippy. Yeah, almost like you know, the checkering on a gun stock or a pistol grip. Back when we had wood and blued steel. Last look, and it's a looker. Look at this. Jimping on the frame, jimping up here where you place your index finger in the choil. Double rows of jimping on the back, jimping on the top of the frame. I mean, it's a grippy knife, but at the same time, it's you know, it's not a beast that's going to rip your hand up or anything. You can definitely handle this without gloves, without any worry. And it is just a really exquisite drop point with a high grind. 14C means that it's going to be pretty much rust-free, no matter what kind of environment you carry it in. You know, at the end of the day, wipe your knife off anyway. I mean, if you're going to sweat on it all day long. There's no such thing as stainless steel. Well, I'll take that back. There are some like LC200 and stuff like that. Maybe even MagnaCut approaches that. But it's stain resistant. They're all stain resistant, except perhaps the LC200 or some of those steels that Spyderco uses on the Salt series. What can I say? I have to agree. An excellent, excellent budget pick at a budget price. EDC pick at a budget price is kind of what I wanted to say. Right about now, you're going to see my logo over there that they're superimposing from YouTube. And if you click on that and you haven't subscribed, you're probably getting tired of hearing this. Click on it and subscribe already. Come on. I'm just a little over. I'm at about 12,500 subscribers. Let's bump that up a little bit. I've been doing this for a long time. Come on now. Help me out. Well, you guys be well. Take care. Stay safe.